Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is your Maker 2199.
Team Deathmatch.
Today I'm bringing you guys the second installment on my tips and tricks. We're gonna focus today on how to improve your aim.
Outrider reporting for Overwatch.
Before we begin, I'm going to assume that you guys have never played the game before, so I'm gonna go over the basics. The very first thing that I want to address is your sensitivity. It is important for you guys to find a sensitivity that works for your style of play. Don't just use the defaults because often it's not catered to your style. So always go to a few matches, use high, low, and medium sensitivities and find out where the best sensitivity for you is. It is fine if you have to change sensitivity depending on the weapon that you're using. For example, in my case, when I use a sniper, I need to use a really high sensitivity. When I'm using an assault rifle and I'm playing at a distance, I'll usually use a low sensitivity. And when I use assault rifles, I will use a medium sensitivity. So it's completely fine to change between matches. Before matches, just find the optimal point that's gonna get you the best gameplay and the most kills. After you figured out your sensitivity, now it's time to talk about where to aim. It is very important for you guys to understand some of the basics when aiming. For example, it is common sense that if you hit a opponent on the head, you're gonna kill him a lot faster. Multipliers are usually higher when you're shooting them right in the head. Shooting them in the body, like the chest region, is the second most effective place to aim. You'll kill opponents fast, and it's really effective. And the worst spot that you want to aim will be on your opponent's feet, hands, arms, those areas are not effective. Multipliers are often small in those areas, so don't expect to get great results. Now I'm gonna share with you guys a tip that is really useful. I usually aim at the chest and let the recoil of the weapon kick it up to the head so that I can get that headshot. It is easier to hit the chest because it's a way larger area to target than the head. If you're off when you're shooting the head, you're gonna completely miss. But if you aim at the body around the chest region, you'll usually hit some shots, and most weapons have enough recoil that you will end up getting that headshot. So that's a nice little tip. I often use this strategy when my aim is a little off. Now I'm gonna share with you guys a trick. And the trick here to improve your aim is to take note where the opponent's heads are in the map. When they're running, kind of like keep track how elevated are they next to a wall or next to a door. When they're on their knees, also keep track of where their head is. It's usually like towards where the torso would be if they were standing up. And then second, also keep in mind where their head would be if they're laying prone. If you know where their heads are at these three different positions, you'll find yourself that you'll be able to correct your aim to wherever the opponent's head is located. Now, when you guys are running around, always keep your cursor at the middle of the screen. This will give you a wider range to your vision. It'll allow you to see your opponents in either corner instead of just looking to a particular area. Keep it centered. It's usually at the opponent's chest, and you'll be able to hit them a lot more effectively and kill them faster. I've seen many people, when the kill cam comes out, that they're looking at their feet when they're walking out, or they're looking at the ceiling, and they often get killed because the opponent that has his cursor at the middle of the screen has the advantage. It is much easier, as you can see right there, how I'm just able to move my aim sideways instead of having to move it up, down, sideways, and whatever. So always keep it at the middle of the screen. It'll be where it's most effective. Also, another way to improve your aim is by using a red dot in ACOG or whatever you guys prefer. When you're first starting, it's much easier to aim with an ACOG or a red dot instead of the sights. Using your sights for some weapons are so small that it can be extremely difficult for you guys to get used to it, and a red dot is usually bigger and much easier. It's more user friendly. So if you're having trouble with the sights, always put on a red dot. I've been playing for years and I mostly use red dots all the time because it helps me with my aim. I do know how to aim without a red dot, and I do have some future clips coming of me not using a red dot, and if you're able to do so, go ahead, because it'll free up a space. You could use another tactical or something to improve your class and make you a better player. But never underestimate how helpful a red dot is. A thing that I have repeated a lot in this tips and tricks series that I started is effectiveness. Never underestimate how important it is for you guys to be effective and efficient. Having that proper sensitivity, having that ACOG or that weapon, that shotgun, whatever weapon it is that works best for you, is really important. That's the way that you guys are gonna get the best game. Now if you guys are tired of using that weapon, you want to be more versatile, know how to use more, then yes, the only way that you're gonna get better is by practicing what you don't know. Practicing and getting familiar with what you don't know is the only way that you're gonna learn something new. It would be absurd to think that you could learn something new by practicing something that you guys already know. So I would encourage you guys to learn how to use different weapons and become a more versatile player. It is not often that you might use scavenger in one of your classes. So if you run out of ammo and you need to pick up an opponent's weapon and be able to use it as effectively as your primary, this will keep your streak going. And streaks are also very important to get, but we'll get into that in a different video. So there's a reason why I have decided to keep this video simple. When I was just starting out, I went and I tried to look for every single detail of information that I could on multipliers, how to aim better, and I got so much information that I couldn't really use it effectively. So it wasn't really helpful. And as time went by, I started figuring out some tips by myself that were a lot more helpful for me. So I'm hoping to try to do that for you. I'm trying to keep it simple, but hopefully this will be able to make you a better player, improve your aim, and hopefully you'll be able to drop those mad KDs that you would like. Now, for the last part of this video, I would just like to focus my attention in saying thank you to you guys that have watched my previous videos. Some of you guys commented and I really do appreciate that. I want to thank my subscribers. You know, this is a growing process. I just started, and the support that I'm getting from you guys so far has been really nice. Now, although I didn't get the highest kills on this game, which is the only thing that matters to me, I don't care about my kill death ratio. I just care about how many kills I get. It was still a really good game. Like and subscribe, and I look forward to bringing you guys some more tips. Hopefully it'll be helpful for you guys. Thank you.